The NBA regular season has finally come to an end, and we can focus on the playoffs now. We no longer have to talk about who's going to be the NBA MVP. We don't have to talk about the Houston Rockets, the Charlotte Hornets, the San Antonio Spurs, or the Detroit Pistons anymore. And we don't have to wonder if Ben Simmons is going to play again. But before we dive into every single NBA playoff matchup and who's going to win the chip, let's take a look at the NBA season that was, because the NBA is not the NBA without NBA Twitter. So we're going to take a look at some of the funniest tweets of this NBA season. All right, let's get started with LeBron James and the Lakers and the missed call heard round the world. The Lakers are down. They're going against the Celtics. LeBron takes it up to the rack, gets absolutely leveled by Tatum, and there is no call. We're going to point out at Red Apples on Twitter, who did this perfect side-by-side of the scene from Little Miss Sunshine when he finds out he's colorblind, which means he can't go into the Air Force. They pull the car over, and he has an absolute meltdown, and that's exactly what we saw LeBron do when he did not get that call. If anything, I don't know, should we put in a trademark to see if we can start calling LeBron Little Miss Sunshine? Washed King has been overused. I think we pivot to Little Miss Sunshine. Let's get this trademarked now. You could tell this call was so bad because the NBA referee Twitter account, which no one knew was a thing, had to tweet out an apology. LeBron almost got the NBA referees canceled, which we know can't happen because we saw what happened with Tim Donaghy and the refs still aren't canceled. And we'll also shout out the Celtics forum account, which you can see posted a gif of a child just having a straight up meltdown. And that is what it felt. It felt like LeBron opened up a present on Christmas that he just hated, which honestly, I remember my grandfather for like my 9th birthday got me an Atlas and I had a LeBron type reaction. I'm not proud of it. It's not my best moment. But we can't just stop at LeBron because LeBron walked so Pat Beverly could grab a camera. Shout out at Joey Beefs on Twitter, who posted just a beautiful shot of Pat Bev grabbing the camera from the stands, showing it to someone where we're seeing some just nice big beef in the photo. And of course, because Dahmer was in the zeitgeist, we got a couple of memes from that. Shout out Dollar Dog Nick, who threw out, "Relax, I just want to show some pictures to you." And then again, I'm not a Pat Bev guy. Pat Bev is the one who lost his mind like he was going to Disneyland after winning a playing game. However, that was the best earned technical I've ever seen. Grabbing a camera from the stands, chef's kiss. And sometimes we have to laugh so we don't cry, and that's the Ja Morant experience. Ja had himself a year. He was very productive on the court, but off the court, however, he was still productive. You found him in the paper allegedly beating up 17-year-olds, maybe stalking a finish line, again, allegedly, and then also the way that he held a gun in a strip club. But we had a great reaction here from Jimmy Stutzel on Twitter. Adam Silver to Ja Morant after every game out there, just mean mugging him, just absolutely mean mugging him, being like, "Ja, we need you, man. Ja, you are the great American hope in the NBA. We need you out there, Ja." And then, of course, we have at Mamba Season showing us what Ja was out there doing. Again, allegedly. And then it wouldn't be NBA Twitter if we didn't get a Simpsons reference. So shout out to at Brick Muse, who threw out there Ja Morant after a month of counseling, where he's just got some dances around him. Also, everybody seemed very confused when the photos came out of Ja with money on the floor and women dancing. What did y'all think was happening? They don't play Pictionary at strip clubs. And then Davey on Twitter came out with the classic Adam Silver meme that we see anytime a player messes up or plays bad basketball. Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. The constant joke of they're going to be playing for the Shanghai Sharks next season. I don't think that's in the cards for Ja Morant. It's honestly a crime we've gone to this long talking about the funniest tweets from the NBA this season without mentioning NBA Twitter god Josiah Johnson, who had the perfect tweet here when Jordan Poole seeing Draymond at the Warriors facility. That, I still can't believe that's how the NBA season started, with elite footage, almost like we were seeing a crime being committed. Well, in a way, I guess we were. Where this grainy footage of Draymond coming out of nowhere and just throwing a shot at Jordan Poole, almost straight up killing him. And then ironically, we ended the season the way we started the season, with Rudy Gobert throwing a punch at Kyle Anderson. It's symmetry, baby. Symmetry. And then who can forget the tax accountant who won the NBA Slam Dunk Contest, Mac McClung. Utah has never been happier, and I can say that because I was a witness. At HoopFiends, too, with a beautiful tweet here. Mac McClung walking around the hotel and streets of Utah this morning. Good Lord, I've never seen a crowd get louder than watching a 5'7" white guy do 360s. Also, listen up. Come close. If you're in the NBA and you're a high-flying dunker, can you do the dunk contest? We can't have Jericho Sims out there with Mac McClung anymore. Ja Morant, listen, win us all back. Markelle Fultz, I see what you're doing in games. Little reverse dunks, windmills. Come on in. The water's warm. We need you in the slam dunk contest. I don't want the guy doing my taxes winning the dunk contest. And a couple months into the season, I was so excited about the Pelicans. Zion was looking awesome. We had point forward Zion. Zion's in the MVP conversation. The Pelicans are first in the West. And now we got Braun Fanatic tweeting out Zion in a few years. And we got Booger. I'm not going to lie, the Booger meme is funny every time. It doesn't matter what it's in reference to. Every time I see it, I'm happy to see it, even though it's about Zion, because I miss you, Zion. You're fun to watch. We want you out there. I don't want a pulled hamstring on January 2nd, knocking you out for 5 years. Embiid's most likely going to win the NBA MVP, so it feels like we can make this joke right now. But do you remember there was so much hype? The Sixers were going to play Denver. It was the rematch from what happened a couple of months ago when Embiid eviscerated Jokic. We were finally getting the rematch in Denver. This was going to decide the NBA MVP. And then the tweet went out. Embiid's going to miss the game. He's tired. And Zana captured it beautifully on Twitter, where the missing person came out. Joel Embiid, aka The Process. Descriptions: no MVPs, no first team All-Stars, tall, last seen in Denver 2019. And you know what? This was very funny at the time, but Embiid is going to get the last laugh because he's going to be the NBA MVP. He's going to be first team All-NBA, and he's going to get bounced in the second round of the playoffs again. But while we're here, let's throw in one more Embiid joke after he sat out that game. At NBA Memes did it beautifully. Anytime the KD in the hospital bed comes out, I'm going to laugh at that one too. He says, Joel Embiid whenever they play in Denver, and you got KD in the hospital bed. That's comedy, baby. But can I say, can we come together as an NBA community and never treat the NBA MVP like we did this regular season? We saw 3 historic performances from Giannis, from Embiid, from Nikola Jokic, and Ben Simmons. But we should be having fun with the MVP conversation, not getting mad at each other, not freaking out. But it is social media. It is Twitter. It's gonna be bad. All right, those were some of the funniest tweets from this year's regular season, but I'm excited for the playoffs. With the playoffs, it means every game matters, but that also means every one of your funny tweets matters. So we're excited to collect all of the chaos that happens while the Boston Celtics inevitably win an NBA championship. We hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments some of the funniest tweets that we missed. And if you like daily NBA content and want to follow this playoff journey, smash the subscribe, like the video, follow us, hang out.